This conference will now be recorded.
अद्य शनिवासरः अथवा मन्दवासरः श्रावण कृष्ण एकादशी दिनांक 15 अगस्त 2020 स्वातंत्र्य दिन सहस्रयोग चूर्ण प्रकरण पुरुषानुगचूर्ण शंखं चक्रं जलकान्दतमृतघटं चारुदोर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिरुद्याशुकपरिविलसन् मौलिमम्भोजनेत्रं कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसच्चारुपीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं निखिलगगनप्रौढदावाग्निलीलम् प्रौढदावाग्निलीलम् ब्रह्मणो हि समारब्धा आत्रेयाद्येषु पूजिताम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् आयुर्वेदरतं वन्दे माधवाख्यं महागुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं शिष्येभ्यो यः प्रदत्तवान् द्रष्टा ज्ञानी दुष्टकर्मा कृतकर्मा तथैव च अध्यापको विश्वक्श्रेष्ठो महान् संशोधकस्तथा गुणैरेतैः समुदितैः यत्कार्यं प्रतनोति सः समृद्ध्यर्थं हि कार्यस्य वयं तु प्रयतामहे सरस्वत्यै नमो यस्याः प्रसादात् पुण्यकर्मभिः बुद्धिदर्पणसङ्क्रान्तं जगदध्यक्षमीक्षते आत्रेयं प्रथमं वन्दे आयुर्वेदजगद्गुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं गृहीत्वा हि सुरेश्वरात् अग्निवेशादिकेभ्यो यत्प्रेक्षत्मि सत्तमः प्रथमं तन्त्रकर्तारम् अग्निवेशं नमाम्यहम्। तर्हि कुशानुगचूर्णम् अर्शस् अतिसार रक्तातिसार कृमि योनिदोष रजोदोष प्रद ततः कृमिरोगे अपि कुशानुगचूर्णम् उपयुक्तम् इति महत्वपूर्णम्। अन्येषु विकारेषु रक्तप्रदरं वा भवतु श्वेतप्रदरं वा भवतु अथवा अर्शः अतिसारः रक्तातिसारः एतेषु कुशानुगचूर्णम् उपयुक्तं भवति इति विषये नास्ति सन्देहः किन्तु कृमिरोगे अपि तत् हितम् इति महत्वपूर्णम्। नाराचूर्णम् यवानि हपुषा धान्यं शतपुष्पोपकुञ्चिका कार्वीक् पिप्पली मूलभजगन्धा षठीवचा चित्रकं चीरकं व्योषं स्वर्णास्यं च फलत्रयम् द्वक्षारौ पौष्करं मूलं पुष्कलवणपञ्चकम् विडङ्गं च समांशानि दन्त्यभागत्रयं तथा दन्त्य त्रिवृद्विशाले द्विगुणे सातला च चतुर्गुणा एषो नाराचको नाम चूर्णो रोगगणापहः नयनं प्राप्य निवर्तन्ते रोगा विष्णुविवासुराः नयनं so there should not be naina enam prapya nivartante roga višņuvasura that should be part proper part चक्रेणो दरिभिः पेयं गुल्मिभिर्बदराम्बसा आनद्धवाते सुरया मातरोगे प्रसन्नया दधिमण्डेन विट्सङ्गे दधि दाढिमाम्भोभिरर्षसि परिकर्ते स वृक्षाम्लैः उष्णाम्बुभिः अजीर्णके बगन्धरे पाण्डुरोगे कासे श्वासे गलग्रहे रुद्रोगे ग्रहणी दोषे कुष्ठे मन्दे नले ज्वरे दंष्ट्राविषये मूलविषये यथार्हं कृत्रिमे विषये स्निग्धकोष्ठेन पेयं स्यात् रेचनाय यथा बले। तर्हि नाराचूर्णं प्रख्यातम् it is in use for virechana purpose and very strong virechan as such, and though this is a churna that can be used particularly for virechana as such. Snigdha koshtena peyam syat. So only thing is one should be snigdha koshtha and then drink this prachanaya yathabale or something like that. Though the part is quite Ushna Tikshna. And again, there are so many anupanas with which it has different actions that is more important. So Yavani Ajamoda Hapusha Dhanyaka Satapushpa Upakuinchika Brahajiraka Karavi Kalajila Pippali Mula Ajagandha Shakti Vacha Chitraka Jiraka Vyosha Swarnakshiri Falatraya Triphala Gokshara Sajikshara Yavakshara Paushkara Mula Kushta Lavana Panchaka. Vidanga Danti Trivrut Vishala Satala. So Satala is maximum 4 parts. Lord Vishnu formulated Maharaja Chula. So this is definitely not a correct translation. So with like Vishnu Chakra, Sudarshan Chakra, it destroys all diseases. There is a upama of Vishnu Chakra for destroying diseases, and not that Vishnu formulated this. Naracha Churna should be administered internally with the following anupana in different conditions. Udara Roga Takra, Ulma Badari Kvata, Vatavarodha Sura, Vataroga Prasanna, Vibandha Dadimanda, Arshas Dadimarasa, Parikartika Vrikshamlarasa, Ajirna Ushnambu. After Snehapana, Naracha Churna should be given for vireshana in the following conditions. Bagandhara, Pandu, Kasa, Shvasa, Galagraha, Rudraga, Grahani, Kushta, Agnimandya, Jwara, Damshtra Visha, Mula Visha, Gara Visha. So this is useful in all kinds of Visha as such. This is one of the important aspects associated with this. Naracha Rasa is also available. Yeah, and I don't remember, but that might be having Parada and Gandhaka along with this, and that is also Tivra Rechaka. So there is another Narayana Churna that is in my use as well, for particularly for Vireshana purpose. And Naracha is very rarely used by me, but that should be Naracharasa. Now there are varieties of Jaipal Kalpas as such. Mahapratyunjaya Ras, then another very commonly used hmm, Abhayadi Modak. नाराच म्हणजे काय sir? We have to confirm Narach is Ban. So an arrow, it works like an arrow, but we may have to confirm that Naracha is Ban. Maybe for a Girvan level course, that will be better. So anyway, this is Tikshna Vireshana, and with particular Anupana, it is useful in particular diseases. There are few medicines like this in which a particular Anupana is used for a particular disease. Now, what does this indicate? That is one of the important aspects. So, it's like Dhatvartha and Upasarga. Upasargena Dhatvartho Balad Anyatra Niyate. Praharahara Samhara Vihara Pariharavat. That is one famous stanza in Sanskrit. Ki Upasarga carries away the Dhatvartha in a different direction. So Ru harati, haran karna, ye to steal something or to take away something. But prahara is to make some prahara. Ahara is to food intake. Samhara is nasha, destruction. Vihara is moving, and parihara, avoiding. So the same ru dhatu with varieties of upasargas expresses varieties of meanings. Now there is a controversy whether the upasarga has its own meaning or it just expresses the particular meaning of that dhatu. The second one is more emphasized. Pragata Acharya Pracharya. So pra has some sense and it expresses its own meaning along with the original meaning and such. But many times upasarga is just for adjustments of the meter, etc. And it may not carry different importance. It denotes the original artha of the dhatu itself. But if it changes the dhatu artha, then whether the dhatu is containing all those arthas or the upasarga makes it in that direction, that still remains a question. येथे दिलेल्या त्या व्याधीच्या नुसार अनुपानाचा असाच विचार इतर वेळी वेगळी औषधे देताना पण करता येईल का? व्याधीच्या yes. Only thing is, here it has been specifically mentioned that if you use it with this anupana, then this conquers this particular disease, etc. If we are finding some different falashruti than what is given in the falashruti, it's a Bhagandara, Pandu, Kasa, Shwasa, Galagra. So this is quite different from this Udara Roga, Gulma, Vataroda, Vatavaroda, Vataroga, etc. etc. So here we see a distinct differentiation between the diseases mentioned for Anupana and between the diseases mentioned in general and such. So with the same concept, we may try to think about a particular Anupana for a particular formula in a particular disease. As I explained long back, that the mode of action of drug or medicine, the Ayurvedic approach, this was one of my best presentations, and I had given many examples for this. ते सुरा आणि प्रसन्ना असे अनुपान सांगितले आहे, तेव्हा आपण पेशंटला कसे द्यावे, असं वरिष्ठ द्यावे का? Prasanna is actually very clear madhya. Sura may contain turbidity or something like that. So we may have to differentiate between these and use a particular kind of medicine. So basically, this Naracha Churna has a quality or is beneficial in varieties of diseases, and when a particular anupana is used, it is particularly used in that particular is useful in that particular disease. So if we are using it with that particular anupana, then it works better. That is another important aspect over here. I had heard of a Vaidya who used to keep have many pockets for his shirt and pant, etc., trouser, and he used to bring out some medicine puris, and give that, and used to tell different anupana. The basic fact that was it was the same medicine kept in different pockets. And if there are four members in the house, you would give the same medicine from different pockets to everybody and ask them to have it with Vasaswaras or Adrakaswaras or Kantakari, whatever it may, whatever he would feel appropriate. So another Vaidya asked him that, do you keep so many medicines in your pockets? He said, no, I keep only one medicine. Then how does it work? Say it works on the basis of Anupana. So Anupana I choose for every patient. And actually the medicine is Anupana. It's not the main medicine because it is the same for all. So strange enough story. But still, this is a fact that he was doing practice like this. So, what I would say that this definitely has some effect. Uh, there is another simile like this, that there are sound waves that are traveling in around us, and now with this mobile, it's horrible. And when your mobile number is dialed by somebody, your mobile starts vibrating, catches that particular wavelength, and then you pick it up and start conversation. So, but there are lacks of these kinds of mobile radiations or sounds that are moving around us, and only a particular sound wave is heard by us. And now even the video, not only sound wave, the picture also is seen by us. So like that, when you tune to a particular number, then you can listen that. In the same manner, when you tune to a particular disease with a particular anupana, then that property of that medicine comes up that specifies that particular disease, etc. So in old days, I used to give the example of a transistor. And there are all stations, and when you tune to a particular station, you listen to that station. In the same, or on the TV also, you tune to a particular channel, and then you listen or see that channel, etc. Now, the same principle might be applicable over here, and if we use it in a particular way, then that should be beneficial for a particular patient with a particular disease. And that is one of the peculiarities of Ayurveda, that one Anupana has role to play. In conventional medicine, this is not the condition at all. I presented my paper in ISTAM conference in Mumbai, and there were parallel sessions. So after my lecture was over, I went to another room, and one psychiatrist was talking about the psychology of patients, and his emphasis was there are certain misconceptions in the minds of the patients of the society. And when a doctor prescribes a particular medicine, this is the tablet to be taken twice a day, then immediately the patient will ask, with what shall I take? So doctor replies, take with water. Then when should I take it? Empty stomach or before eating anything? He would say, take empty stomach or better take after meals. Then in hot water or boiled and cool water. The doctors get annoyed. He said, take the medicine, that's all. Don't ask me foolish questions like this. And ultimately it is going to be the effect of the medicine, and this hot water, cold water, boiled water, etc., after food, before food, this is not going to work. It has no sense. So he was modern psychiatrist, and I tried to contact him immediately after this lecture, but he was not in the mood to listen to anything. Now, he said that this misconception has been borrowed from Ayurveda, because Vaidyas say like that, that take this before food, in between food, after food, or at night, etc., etc. And they specify a particular anupana for that, hot water, boiled water, etc., etc. And that is why people feel that this is scientific. And truly speaking, this is not scientific. This is unscientific. It has no base as far as allopathy is concerned. But truly speaking, that is the difference between allopathy and Ayurveda. When they arrive that this particular medicine is to be given to this particular patient with allopathic concept, maybe aspirin is to be given or something like that. Then what dose? That is one of the important aspects. And the dose most time is dependent on the body weight. Whereas dose of medicine, according to Ayurveda, is on the dosha pramana. So how much is the dosha pramana? Accordingly, we have to adjust the dose. That is what Ayurveda says, and that is based on body weight in conventional medicine. Secondly, there is no thought process about Aushadha Sevan Kala at what time to be taken. Now, people found that if you take aspirin empty stomach, then it is very troublesome. It aggravates pitta dosha. So if I take it after food, then that is better or something like that. So people started understanding that on their own. Now doctors also tell that better take it after food or something. With what anupana? For aspirin, it might be boiled and cooled water or just room temperature water, normal water or something like this. But if you try to take it with honey, if you try to take it with ghruta, then according to the dosha prakopa in the body, whether it is kapha pitta, then honey is a better choice. If it is vata pitta, then ghruta is a better choice. And that will reduce the side effects of the aspirin. So aspirin has a capacity to increase pitta, it may lead to rakta pitta, etc. And there is no counteraction for that in conventional medicine. They just give it like that. And that is why each drug has side effects. Now, according to Ayurveda, there might be unwanted effects of the medicine as well. But we try to reduce those unwanted effects and concentrate on a particular effect with a particular kala, with a particular anupana, pathyapathya sankalpana, etc. etc. So we are much superior to allopathy. And if allopathy even follows this principle of giving medicines at proper time, proper dose, proper anupana, there will be good reduction in the side effects of the medicine. So if you are giving chemotherapy and radiation in hot summer, that is going to definitely have very bad effect. But if you are doing it in winter season, if you are doing it in the rainy season like this, in which there is much cold, then the side effects of the chemo and radiation will be less. Unfortunately, there is no such thought process in conventional medicine, and people keep on suffering from different side effects of the medicine. So, this is one aspect, that the side effects would be reduced, the untoward effect on a particular dosha can be taken care with particular upana, at a particular color. Apart from that, it has Medo dhatu. No, this is very difficult to say. There are no mentions about dhatus in Aushadhi Sevankara. Vata dosha has been given pradhanya, and to certain extent, kapha and pitta dosha can be taken care. But there is no mention of particular dhatu as such. We have to find the dosha and give medicine on that dosha as such. If you are looking for dhatu poshana krama and other things, then Vyana Kala is a better option. That will be working on all dhatus, not a particular dhatu or something like that. Anyway, I will be delivering a lecture on Koshta Shakha Gati Parama Ayurveda series of lectures tomorrow 3 to 5 p.m. And 1 hour will be lecture and then the question and answers. So those who have already joined that, that's fine for them. But if you are unaware, then you may join this Parama Ayurveda link for this. So anyway, what I propose that there are mode of action of medicines in varieties of ways, and one of the important aspects is the knowledge of the Vaidya himself. For what purpose he is using that. So if I am using Abhiru, Shatavari by the name Abhiru, then I want to remove the fear of the patient. If I am using the same Shatavari by the name Tivari, I want to increase the weight or make Dohana of the patient. So this also works with what intention you use the medicine, with what intention the patient takes the medicine. If he is taking for headache, then the headache may be taken care by the medicine or something like that. And if we are using it with a particular anupana, then we can pacify a particular dosha with that anupana. And if we use Taila Ghruta Madhu, Taila is not used very regularly as an anupana. Ghruta and Madhu are used. But Sarpir Vata Pitta Prashamanana, Madhu Shleshma Pitta Prashamanana. So this is the Agra Sangra that we just read. So all the doshas are taken care by even Madhu and Ghruta, etc., using it as anupana. Even while administering IV fluids in winter or in AC room, the temperature of IV fluid should not be very low than our body temperature, which could lead to vaso constriction and cardiac arrest. This fact is not considered nowadays. So whether there is a requirement of AC at all, this is itself a controversial issue. Hospitals should be clean, decent, that is fine. But why should hospitals be air conditioned? If you are monitoring ICU and you have to keep a temperature low temperature or something like that, that is considerable. But why the whole hospital should be air conditioned? Why all the rooms are air conditioned, etc., etc.? And even in ICU, what is the temperature that is to be maintained? If you are maintaining temperature below 24, then that is hazardous for the patient. If you are keeping 18, 20 or something like that, then that is hazardous to the patient. WHO has come up with a guideline that the gyms should not be air conditioned because that prohibits sweating. We are exercising to create sweat, and air conditioning is obstructing that. So these are very specific suggestions, and they should be avoided. So I had a very strange experience, not myself, but I heard a true story that marriage was fixed. Marriage was after 1 week, and the groom had temperature. So they went to family doctor and expressed over fear that marriage is settled and it is after 1 week. So we need to do something rigorous. He said, okay, admit. So the patient was hospitalized. As a routine, saline started, medicines were given. He recovered from fever. Now he was to be discharged in the evening. When the doctor also thought and the patients also thought that, okay, let us have 1 or 2 saline bottles and before going home. So saline was started. And in a hurry to get discharged earlier, it was made fast. Tiger started. So for treating the Rigers, drug was given, and severe allergic reaction appeared, and the patient died. There was no chance to treat. Now, with what intention it all started? The intention itself is not justified. Why to admit such a patient? Why to give saline? Why to make it fast? Ultimately, one has to say that this was going to happen. That's all. But definitely, the thought process behind this is ridiculous as such. And this is a true story. So, one has to think of all these all these possibilities, and then may go for treatment. Upayam chintayan pradnya apayam abhichintayat. When one who is thinking of an upaya should also think of apaya, possible apaya with that. And if that is not considered, then ultimately it ends up miserably. The same thing happens when you start giving higher chemo for infants or children or in old age, and then you realize that this is very hazardous and there can be they can be even fatal in this situation. So what I propose is use proper anupana, proper kala. Then the dose might be less. It may not be required more. There have been objections on the doses of Polotker sir, Datar Guruji, my doses, and many other Vidyas who follow very low dose. Now there are there are Vaidyas that who blame this and they say, what is going to happen with such a small dose, etc. Actually, dose is one aspect of the administration of medicine. It is not the sole thing. What is your diagnosis? Are you perfect in your diagnosis? Are you perfect in the choosing the medicine? Are you perfect in administering it properly? Then even a small amount of medicine does work, even immediately. So it doesn't matter if you are giving a small dose or something. But many of my students are even afraid to use that much small dose, and they feel that it won't be beneficial or it may not be working, and start using higher dose or something like that, which is not a requirement. And if at all there is no result, then we have to think about changing the medicine, changing the diagnosis, considering other aspects which might have been left or something like that. Very rarely we can go for increasing the dose of the medicine to get good results. So anyway, this concept of particular anupana for a particular medicine is very important in this scenario, and we should be doing it properly for that. हपुषादि चूर्ण हपुषां कांचन क्षीरिं त्रिफलां नीलिनी फलं त्रायन्ती रोहिणी तिक्तां सातलां रोहिणी should be there and trayanti. Some are in Vivachana. Sorry, Vidya Vibhakti. And some are in Prathama Vibhakti. So everybody should be in, everything should be in Vidya Vibhakti. Apshan Kanchana Kshirim Trifalam Nilini Phalam Trayantim Rohinim Tiktam Satalam Trivrutam Vacham Saindavam Kala Lavanam Pippalim Cheti Churnay. So I think everything should be in Vidya Vibhakti. दाडिम त्रिफला मांस रसमूत्र सुखोदकैः पेयोऽयं सर्वगुल्मेषु क्लिन्नि सर्वोदरेषु च श्वित्रे कुष्ठे ज्वरे वह्नि सदने विषमे नले शोकार्षः पाण्डुरोगेषु कामलायां हलीमके वातपित्तकफांश्चापि विरेकेण प्रसादे. So Hapushadi Churna, this is also a Virechana Churna. Hapusha Kanchana Kshiri Swarna Kshiri Tripala Nilini Phala त्रायन्ती त्रायमाण रोहिणी तिक्ता सातला त्रिवृत वचा सैंधव काल लवण पिप्पली taken a specific quantity and administered internally with dadima triphala mausarasa mutra and vishnodaya सर्वगुल्म प्लीहा उदर श्वित्र कुष्ठ ज्वर अग्निसाद विषमाग्नि शोफ अर्शस पांडुरोग कामला हलीम. So I don't know if this Hapushadi Churna is available in the market. Should be good enough. And there are very few yogas for Shvitra particularly. So we may try to use it for Shvitra and such. And Agnisada Vishamagni, both are there. Shofa, Arshas, Panduroga, Kamala and Halimata. So maybe used in varieties of diseases. Nilini Churna. नीलिनीं निचलं व्यवशं क्षारे लवणपञ्चकम् चित्रकञ्च विवेक चूर्णं सर्पिषोदर गुल्मम्. Nichula. What is Nichula? Vyosha Kshare. So to Kshara. Lavana Panchaka. Chitraka. This is quite simple. I'm not sure whether this is also available in the market or not. Lavana Panchaka Chitraka. With Ghrita. Anupana is Ghrita. Udara and Gulma. Charaka Samhita Chikitsa Sthana by the name Nirlinyadi Churna. It has also been also mentioned in Vagbhata Samhita. Even this Hapushadi, or not Hapushadi, but the Naracha, Bhav Prakasha, Sharandhar Samhita, Vagbhata Samhita, and Chakradatta. In Hindi book, it is Hijjala. I'm not aware what is Nichula. Just keep on finding. Patoladi Churna. Patolanimba Trayanti Tiktat Taka Parpatam. Putachatva Palam Durva. Samudra Phala. Okay. So Samudra Phala is available. Or Samudra Shofatse Phala is this is available. And Shende Shastri was using this in months for external application. Samudra Shofasya Phala, it is available like that. And a paste of that to be applied for Galgunda or mumps, and he used it for that. Kutatatwak phalam durva mathushabru phalam vacha. Darvitvak padmakoshira yavani mustachandanam saurashtra yati vishavyosha tvagela patradarucha churnita madhuna leyam peyam madhyam jalenava. It jalavetasa. Yeah, this also I heard jalavetasa. Literally jalavetasa. So may we have to find out. Rutpandikarani roga gulma shula ruchijvanan kamilam sandhipatanchum mukharogam rogamschanasha. Actually, mukharogamscha. So some ingredients are from Mahatiktaka Krita or Tiktaka Krita. Anyway, Rasik uses Mahatiktaka Churna and Mahakalyanaka Churna. So all the ingredients to be used in powder form. And I also started using it. When you feel that Mahatiktaka Grita or Mahakalyanaka Grita is not to be given, but the ingredients of that are to be given in Churna form, no Grita. Then this works better. Or I want to use it for Kushta. Mahatiktaka I am adding and I am giving Anupana as Mahakalyanaka Grita. That is also possible. But this can be used in that way. So patalarim patrayanti tikta kitaki tikta kirata parpata kutajatvak and phala durva madhushigru phala vacha darvitvak padmakoshika yavani mustachandana saurashtri yati ativisha saurashtyati visha vyosha. Okay. It's not yati, it's saurashtriya and ativisha vyosha tvagela patradaru. Devda Rudroga Pandu Grahani Roga Gulma Shula Aruchit Jwalan Kamilam Sandipatancha Mukharogamshanashe. So Mukharoga and Sandipata, this is something different. Gulma Shula Aruchit Jwara. This is Kapapitta Shamaka. Saurashtimili Turti. Alam. Okay, so I think this is also a better part to use. Yavanyadi Churana. यवानि त्रीणि काम्ल वेतसौषध दाडिमैः कृत्वा कोलञ्च कर्षावशं सितायाश्च चतुष्फलं धान्यं सौवर्चलागाजी वराङ्गं चार्धकार्षिकं पिप्पलीनां शतं वेशते मरीचस्य च चूर्णमेतत् परं रुच्यं हृद्यं ग्राहि हिमस्ति च विबन्धकासरुत्पार्श्व शूलार्शो ग्रहणी गताम्. So this should be good. Katu and Amla Rasa and Madhura also should be tasting good. Dhanyam Savar and Lavana also. Savar Chala Jashi Varangam Chardakashikam Pilam Shatan Chaikam Veshate Marichasya. Vivanda Kasa Rudya Grahiye. Vivanda Kasa Rutparsha Sholarsho Grahani Gana. So maybe used in varieties of ways. यवानि तिन्त्रिणिका आम्लवेतस्य औषधि दाडिम कोल one कर्ष each sita for pal. So sita is more in quantity. संधिपात म्हणजे सर्व वेदींच्या संधिपात अवस्थेत वापरावे. That can be one of the meanings. There might be possibility that there are dosha sandhipatas given only while describing the dosha condition, Trisashti, without any disease also. So if any particular disease. So if we have our diagnosis based on this, then we can use in that sandhipata as well. So otherwise this can be taken in sandhipata avastha of other diseases as such. So that way that is important if it is useful in sandhipata. धान्यक सौवर्चल अजाजी विडंग लवंगत्व वारंग वरांग वरांग लवंग और त्वक अर्धकर्ष ईच. पिप्पली 100 नंबर, मरीचा 100 नंबर. मरीचे is a double. पिप्पली नाम शतंच एकम द्वेशते मरीचस्य च. So it's 200 maricha, not single 100 maricha. So maricha should be 200. Prepare churna with the above dust taken in specified quantity. Rucha rudya grahi vibandha kasa hik ruchula parshvashula arshas grahani. The same formulation has been mentioned in Charaka Samhita as well as in Harita Samhita with slight modification. So in Rudroga, when there is Vata Vibandha, this might be of help. And as such, this can be used in Vyanakala, or there is Sannakala, the whole medicine to be mixed with the food material. So this is good for like that. And this should be tasting good. This might be much katu rasatmaka, but there is of course more sugar as well. So the shadrasa churna like that contains katu. Only kashay and tikta are lacking, not in much quantity, but katu, amla, lavana and madhura, these are all present in this formulation. So might be used. तालिस पत्रादि चूर्ण. तालिसपत्रं मरिचं नागरं पिप्पली शुभा यथोत्तरं भागवृद्धं पगेले शार्दकारशिके तदृक्षं दीपनं चूर्णं कणादष्टगुण शर्करं कासश्वास रुचिच्छर्दि. This should be कासश्वासा रुचिच्छर्दि प्लीहवृत् पार्श्वशूलजित्. So Talisadi Churna is available. It's available as Talisadi Churna, not Talisapatradi. So Talisapatra 1 part, Marija 2, Nagara 3, Pippali 4. Tvag Ela Ardhakarshika. Tadruchan Deepanam Churnam. Kanad Ashtaguna Sharkaram. So 8 times sugar of the Pippali. Kasashvasa Ruchit Chardit Liharut Parshva Shulaji. So Maricha, Talis 1, Maricha 2, Nagara 3, Pippali 4, Shubha, Vaushalachana 5. Yeah, okay. Shubha is also there. Work half part. Now, when there is a specific mention of Ardha Karshika, then these might be taken one Karshika and these two Ardha Karshika, Tvak and Ela Ardha Karshika. Ela 32 parts, People is 4 into 8, so that is 32 parts. Ela half part, Sharkara 32 parts. Rucha Dipana Kasa Shwasa Aruchi Chaddi Pliha Ruchula Panchashula. This particularly for Pliha also. Pliha Maya Pippali, this is one of the Agrasagraha. And even the before Churna and now this also might be used for Plihamaya. That's it. And there are varieties of allopathic diagnosis as far as Pliha Vriddhi is concerned. We also have Plihamaya in Ayurvedic texts. There are varieties of diagnosis about Pliha. Even this ITP, then leukemias, and some other disorders associated with Raktadhatu, or in Udara also, Lihodara, there is Pliha Vriddhi. So one may have to think of these churnas. Of course, this is very Ushna Tikshna. If we are dealing with leukemias or ITP, then these are of no use. But if we are looking for Kapaja Pliha or something like that, then this is a good combination. So rarely I use Talisadi Churna, particularly for taking care of the Raigars in Vishamajvara or Shita Jwara. Magadha Jadi Churna. Magadha Dhatri Shunti Madhukanjana Gairikais Tulle Sharkara Lajai Madhuna Vilihet Vami Hikki. This is quite strange. These are all generally available. And Vami and Hikki, Tulle Sharkara Lajai, Madhuna Vilihet. Hikka, treating Hikka is a big problem sometimes. Talisada Raigars were kase kaam karte. Can't say it is quite Ushnavirya and might be reaching the Tvak immediately. That might be the same. Even Mahasudarshan Churna also works in Raigar. I've been using Mahasudarshana along with Talisadi for Raigars. And within 4-5 minutes, the Raigars they stop, or diminish and stop. So they have to think how it reaches the Tvak so fast. There is one Tagaragi Tail for external application for Raigars. And that is also fine. But giving this internally also works and it's very beneficial. So Magadha Jadi Churna, we can prepare it. I don't think any problem in preparing this Magadha Jadi Churna, or particularly for Hikka. Pippali Dhatri Shunki Madhuka Anjana Gairika, one part each. Sharkara and Laja. Vami and Hikka. So आतापर्यंत 2 रुग्णांच्या हिस्ट्रीमध्ये असे आले आहे की अचानक मूर्छा आली, ऍडमिट झाले, स्प्लीन रप्चर झाली होती, सर्जरी केली, रुग्ण वाचले. असे प्लिहा भेद कसे काय होत असावे? आपल्याकडे काही रेफरन्स आहे का? No, I have not come across any case like this. Pliha Bheda as such. And when it reaches to that particular avastha, it should be long-standing disease as such. And being associated with Rakta, one should not be using very strong medicines or very Katurasatmaka medicines. So there is Agasangara Plihama ethically, but still only in Kapha Pradhana we can use this. I have come across many cases of lung cancer and liver cancer, and whatever is medicine to be used for Pliha, that is to be used for Yakrut, that is what Ayurvedic texts say. So I have used Vardhaman Pippali Rasayana Neem, and particularly for liver cancer, lung cancer, and if there is Agnimadhya, and if it is Varsha Rutu or Shita Rutu, Hemanta Rutu, then this works fine. Starting from 3 to 30, 6 to 60, 10 to 100, like that. Not related question, but my brother's daughter is 3 months old and had fever up to 101. Pediatrician said viral. What can be given to such small babies? We treat it regularly with Ayurvedic medicines, only the dose is small. Don't consider it as viral or something like that. So Suvarna Varagna, Situbala, Dichurna, etc. can be given. And one has to examine stanya for this purpose. And if there is a stanya dushti, then one may have to go for medicine to the mother, like stanya pachana or stanya dosha pachana. And their lepa is to be administered on the breast. Keep it for some time, 10-15 minutes, then wash it out and then give stanapana. So I practice this regularly. Generally, it is the Haridra lep that I suggest. Most of the times, it is Kapadushka Stanya, and we can give Haridra lep. History of trauma, Aghata is one of the common reasons for Pliha. Yes, that I have heard, but not with Nija Vikar as such. But Pliha is Grahi Avayava and Yakrut is Ravi Avayava. So just Raktavaha Mulasthana is the reason for giving common medicine in both. This I have heard this Ravi and Grahi Shabda for Yakrut and Pliha for the first time. I don't know who has put this idea or something. Yakrut and Pliha, these are Mulasthana Raktava Srotas, and Pansarkar used to explain that Yakrut is the initiation and Pliha is the in the end process of Raktava Srotas. And this might be in tune with the allopathic concept. The destruction of RBCs takes place in Pliha according to conventional medicine. So the Viniyoga Sthana is Pliha. Vataच्या स्तन्य दृष्टी given medicines. Okay, fine. फोन करायचा आहे. कधी करू? नंबर पाहिजे. May call 84460 80882. After this lecture is over, that should be fun. So anyway, we conclude today and continue on Monday. So best wishes for today's Swatantra Din, and we should be marching for Atmanirbhar Bharat as such. And today I talked about this natural farming, and that should be a part of our Swadeshi movement, because we are trying to save money that is going out for pesticides and Grahi and Sravi terms I heard in Panchabhutika Chikitsa. But still, I don't remember anything from Datar Guruji's book. This might be later addition by Shailesh Mali or somebody else. I don't know. Anyway. आयुर्वेद प्रकांडो निगदित इह हि शल्यतंत्र प्रधानः शिष्येभ्यः शाश्वतोऽयं निखिलजनकृपा व्याप्तचित्तेन येन आयुर्वेदस्य वाञ्छन् पुनरपि भुवने ताञ्च सुष्ठु प्रतिष्ठां श्रेष्ठं धन्वन्तरिं तं प्रणमति च सदा वैद्यवर्गो हि नूनम् Vaidyavargo hi nunam. Anyway, we may think about this Grahi and Sravi and try to find out. Do attend tomorrow's lecture, Shakha, Koshta Shakha.